Now, the President of the United States is charged with committing a grave injury to our democracy, trying to shake down a foreign leader to get him to interfere in our elections, using the powers of his public office to benefit himself and jaundice our elections. These are the kinds of actions that the framers of our Constitution most feared when they forged the impeachment powers of the Congress. The House of Representatives decided the President's conduct warranted his impeachment. The Senate's constitutional duty now is to try that case to the best of our ability, with honesty, with integrity, with impartiality, and with fairness. A fair trial is one that considers all the facts and gives the senators all the information they need to make an informed decision. That means relevant witnesses. That means relevant documents. That means the truth. Without these things, a Senate trial would become a farce, a nationally televised meeting of the mock trial club. There's a reason that, with one exception, every impeachment trial of any official in the history of the United States has featured witnesses. That one exception was the trial of a fellow senator in the 18th century. And the question of his impeachment was dismissed on jurisdictional grounds before the issue of witnesses could ever come up. Every other trial had witnesses. So when Leader McConnell talks about precedent, he's talking about witnesses, plain and simple. So the Democratic request for 4 fact witnesses and 3 specific sets of relevant documents is very much in line with our history. We don't know what those witnesses will say. We don't know what those documents will reveal. They could help the president's case or they could hurt it. Regardless of the consequences for the president, Democrats are on a quest for the truth. At the moment, Leader McConnell and Senate Republicans are opposing witnesses and documents, but they can't seem to muster a real reason why. Instead, Leader McConnell and the Republican leadership have labeled a Democratic request for witnesses and documents as, quote, political. If seeking the truth is political, if doing our constitutional duty is political in the minds of our Republican colleagues, then the Republican Party is in trouble. History is not kind to political parties that fight to hide the truth. History is not kind to parties that participate in cover-ups. If anything, these absurd accusations by Republicans demonstrate just how unable Republicans have been to make an affirmative case about why the Senate shouldn't ask for evidence. The Republican argument against calling witnesses is basically non-existent. The most commonly repeated talking point from the other side is that we should follow the example of the 1999 Clinton trial by deciding on witnesses after both sides complete their presentations. Republicans are so unwilling to argue against witnesses, they can only support delaying the decision, like a broken magic 8-ball that keeps saying, ask again later. Leader McConnell has represented his position as being fair and open-minded. He has said he's not foreclosing the possibility of witnesses. The Senate should just discuss them later. As I've made clear, this makes no sense from a trial perspective. Why should both sides make their entire presentations before even consider requesting evidence? Leader McConnell's proposal is completely backward and through the looking glass.